Well, the United States and the United Kingdom, jointly with the support of Australia, Canadian forces, and forces from Bahrain, have conducted airstrikes in Yemen. Yes, this is in direct retaliation to the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea on not only American but international shipping vessels. The Guardian this morning warned that an attack like this was prepared and it was likely. Here is a map of all of the attacks that have taken place in blue here. Blue dots being November and December 2023 attacks on vessel reported incidences in the Red Sea. Red dots are January 2024 attacks. Right here on November 19th, Houthis actually landed on a cargo ship via helicopter, in a now pretty viral TikTok video that had circulated for a while. But point is, the United States has responded and attacked various different regions and cities, including the capital of Yemen. It's worth noting that the Houthis took control of Yemen in 2014. They were actually declared a terrorist organization under the Trump administration, a declaration that the Biden administration unwound. The Biden administration basically unlabeled this group a terror group. Again, this is ehack.com. You can see my research and some comments that I throw on the website. I keep them up there for free. They'll always be free, and they're there. Go to ehack.com if you want to read it. I'll point out some things from this now. We've got aircraft carrier in the regions. We've got F-35s. We've got U.S. submarines like the Ohio-class missile sub USS Florida in the region. Apparently, all of these are participated in not only aerially delivered strikes, but also Tomahawk cruise missile strikes. I wouldn't be surprised if you had the submarine and aircraft carrier launch attacks from the sea, while at the same time from Saudi Arabia to the north, you got an attack via F-35s, B-2 bombers, whatever. The real concern now is, does this escalate us into World War III? A lot of folks are worried that, yes, that's exactly what this is going to cause. In fact, there are reports that air raid sirens are going off at the U.S. Embassy in the Green Zone in Baghdad, which is not good. That means there are some kind of retaliatory attacks on U.S. embassies in other regions in the Middle East. There are reports that, some people are saying, this is in the comments, okay, but in the comments, some people are saying Iran is scrambling its air force. There are allegations that the Houthis are launching barrages of counter-ballistic missiles against ships in the Red Sea, and Houthis have argued that they will retaliate. In fact, in the latest statement here from the Houthis, we find that, let's see here, Houthis, we will respond forcefully to the American and British battleships in the Red Sea. The Royal Navy will stay in the region. The Royal Air Force also participated in the strikes. Houthi leaders say they will confront American aggression. Obviously, Biden came out and suggested that, hey, we won't hesitate to take further action. Essentially, if the Houthis want to keep fighting, we'll come back for more airstrikes. That's essentially the threat. At the same time, the United States is expecting some kind of retaliation. The airstrikes are now over, but the U.S. is expecting some kind of retaliation, and therefore we have our Patriot missile defense systems in Saudi Arabia along that northern border of Yemen on high alert. It's worth kind of just looking at a map here so you can understand this a little better. So when you zoom in, right, we're over here. We've got Sudan, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iraq is really up here by Syria, Jordan, Israel, above Kuwait. Well, in between all of where this drama is, we have Saudi Arabia, which is where the United States has bases, air bases, and otherwise. We have the Red Sea right here, which is a very, very important shipping route. It takes about 35% longer to get ships around the tip of Africa here and get them into Europe. Now, a lot of these southbound ships from Russia, since Russia does have Port Sevastopol over here, a lot of the southbound ships have actually not been attacked because the Houthis are specifically attacking countries that are supporting Israel via mostly northbound traffic to Israel, mostly cargo ships rather than oil ships. Anyway, attacks now launched along coastal cities here as well as the capital of Yemen. We have Again, reports that the airstrikes ended after about 44 minutes. The airstrikes were first reported at about 3:38 p.m. California time. They were reported to have ended by about 4:22. So this was probably about a 30-minute operation, realistically, by the time we had the news. That's relatively quick. It looks like we heard from the Pentagon that 10 targets were bombed in Yemen. One of them was a UAV production facility. We have also heard that storage facilities have been bombed, radar locations have been bombed, any kind of anti-ship or anti-air facilities have likely been bombed. Anything that the United States could do to limit the ability of drones and rockets to move out or attack ships from the Red Sea have essentially been targeted. So here are some specific city names. I do not know how to pronounce these city names, so I'll just leave the words here on screen so you can see that. But that is what's going on now. Now, keep in mind, obviously, the greatest concern everybody has is what is next, because now we have the tinderbox got lit a long time ago, okay? I mean, we could go into history and talk about the United States trying to control oil in the region after, giving like Al-Qaeda plans for nuclear weapons in the 70s. I mean, we can go far back, okay? Or whatever. But the point is, more recently, after the attack on Israel and then the Israeli incursion into the Gaza Strip, Houthis, who are a leading party in Yemen, who are also deemed to be backed by Iran, they have started attacking ships in the Red Sea to disrupt trade. That creates an inflation issue. I was surprised, but on Christmas Eve, we actually had U.S. warships in the region with Operation Prosperity Garden. And that Prosperity Garden wasn't very prosperous because apparently we were still getting attacked to the point where shippers are like, look, we thought we could go back to shipping under your escorts. This is not good enough. We quit. We're not shipping over here anymore. So what happened? The prices of container ships skyrocketed. 40-foot containers went up from $1,200 to somewhere around 2.5x as expensive, if not even more expensive, depending on the type of container. Now, when containers get more expensive, some goods move to air freight and to truck freight. So, air freight and truck freight has substantially seen large price increases in the Middle East. So, what does that do? It increases costs for producers. There was a belief that an increased cost for producers could lead to more inflation, which is highly unpopular for the sitting president right now. And this is my opinion, okay? And keep in mind, before I give you my opinion, I just want to pitch, yes, we have a coupon expiring for the amazing Gold course link down below. Lifetime membership includes the course member live streams, and I teach you all I know about finance, from real estate investing, stock investing, how to be an entrepreneur, sales, how to not pay taxes, and build your wealth the real way. There's some amazing hacks in the Gold course, as well as the stocks and psychology, money, 0 to millionaire real estate, do-it-yourself property management, you name it, YouTube, whatever. There are plenty of courses there. Check those out at meetkevin.com. Next price increase is on January 31st. Email us for bundles at staff@meetkevin.com. But what's most important is that the sitting president wants stability, because when we come to election time, Joe Biden will benefit from an economy that hasn't crashed, hopefully, right? Hopefully the economy hasn't crashed, right? But Joe Biden would benefit from that. Joe Biden would benefit from a real estate market that's up, a stock market that's up, and inflation that's down, right? And people not being jobless. Donald Trump would benefit from basically the opposite. More of the political and geopolitical instability we're seeing, more inflation, housing prices going down, and stock prices going down. That's understandable, because when people have pain, they can vote with their pocketbooks, and when they vote with their pocketbooks, they usually vote for regime change. So that's why, for the Biden administration, stability in the Red Sea is very, very important. The question is this creating stability, or is it warmongering? Because if it's warmongering and we're actually creating instability, then we have bigger problems. The strikes against the terrorist group in Yemen were an attempt to degrade the capacity to wage war as well as restore deterrence in the region. I think it's very interesting that they say restore deterrence in the region. That somewhat implies we've lost our ability to deter attacks in the Middle East. I would agree with that. There doesn't seem to be much deterrence. Joe Biden has released a relatively large statement I have a copy of that statement now. I'm going to throw that up on screen. Stand by. New statement out right now. Today, at my discretion, U.S. military forces, together with the United Kingdom and support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands, successfully conducted strikes against a number of targets in Yemen used by Houthi rebels to endanger freedom of navigation in one of the world's most vital waterways. These strikes are a direct response to the unprecedented Houthi attacks on international vessels in the Red Sea. We've been attacked 27 times at this point. This has affected 20 plus countries. And we had one of their largest attacks just recently on January 9th, to which obviously we've now responded to with an unequivocal warning to Houthi rebels that they would bear the consequences if their attacks did not cease. And yesterday, the UN Security Council passed a resolution demanding the Houthis end their attacks, which, of course, was followed with a clear message of targeted strikes by the United States and partners. And, of course, the threat that the United States will not the United States basically is prepared to direct further measures after airstrikes on Houthi targets should it be necessary for there to be more airstrikes. These, by the way, come just as Anthony Blinken wrapped up another tour of the region, and having Blinken over there somewhat suggests, obviously, this is a top priority for the administration, as it should be for, quite frankly, the administration and America. Hopefully, this does not escalate into having lit a tinderbox, which would be a disaster. Anyway, you can read all of these updates and links to more information at ehack.com. It's free. It's free forever. I put stock picks on there. I put short ideas, long ideas, Bitcoin ideas, real estate ideas, Fed ideas. Everything I put, everything that I can put out there in terms of research. Not everything I have, but everything that I can get on there, I try to put it on there. I leave it there forever, so you have the same research that I do. And again, if you want to learn the way that I teach building wealth, easiest way, check out meetkevin.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, and let's pray that this is not the start of something worse.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.